Hello everyone, and welcome to this video which is in our Engine Snack series. I'm Grandmaster Matthew Sadler, and we're taking a look at a game between Komodo Dragon and Leela Zero TCEC Season 22 Subfinal Bonus, Game 74. So this was one of my openings, a Nimzo Indian, though you would be forgiven for not being able to guess that from the position on the board, which is a little bit weird. White's doing really well. I mean, a very nice centre. Well, black's pieces, some of them are a bit funny. You know, what is that knight doing on f8? And that bishop on b7 is just blocked in by lots of pawns on light squares. In this position, white played e5, and black has a little bit of a dilemma, really. You know, what to do with this knight on f6. Really, essentially, you're looking for a plan of regrouping to get the black pieces together to defend the queen side, give some support to the black king in case white attacks there, and also to get ready to play some breaks like f6 or c5 to get a bit of activity. And Leela came up with a plan that that really brought back a childhood memory of mine very, very strongly. So I'll show you what Leela did. It's a really nice plan, and then I'll show you the childhood memory that it brought back, a very treasured one for me. So e5, and here Leela played the move knight e8, and well, in the next 3 or 4 moves, Leela's going to deploy its pieces from this rather unpromising looking start to really give itself maximum chances for activity. So king b1, knight c7, f4, rook c8, king a1, knight d7, and this is taking shape now. And after bishop g2, rook h d8, you can see how beautifully this has moved from this position to this position. These two knights are excellent. They cover lots of squares, and they also support both a centre and a break with c5. And then the rooks on d8 and c8, of course, assisting both those breaks. And well, on top of that, black's also got the opportunity to play f6 and attack the pawn on e5. And indeed, after rook c1, black played bishop a6, rook c2, c5, rook d1 and f6. And although the position, was still better for white, well, you can really see that, from a position that looked pretty safe for white, with not much happening at all and not much chance of encountering much resistance, well, Leela had just set the board on fire with this lovely redeployment coupled with active pawn breaks. Really nice play. What it really reminded me was a very old line of the Ruy Lopez, the Chigorin Ruy Lopez, and it's a Rubinstein maneuver in this line. So, actually, I was very keen on this. My coach at the time, Steve Giddens, a local player, he showed me lots of examples of this, and I absolutely loved it. And this is the Chigorin Ruy Lopez position. And then what black does with the knights is the following. You're going to recognize it. So knight b7, knight d2, knight d8, a4, rook b8, just to avoid that. And after b4, play the knight back to e8. And then where do you think those knights are going? You're dead right. They're going round to g7 and to f7. So knight f1, f6, knight g3, g6, bishop e3, c4, not 100% sure about that move, knight h2, knight g7. And after white played f4, rather bold, I struck back with f5. And, well, this is actually the game Thompson against Sadler, Thanet Major, 1984. So I was just 10 years old, actually. I actually played one of the most brilliant games that I'd played at that age. It really awakened a love of combinational play, actually. But if you just let you see the rest of how it proceeded, well, you can see very similar setup to Leela, and of course these two knights on f7 and g7. Yeah, again providing cover of central squares, and also cover against any white invasions on any of those squares. And yeah, amazing that Rubinstein came up with such a fantastic regrouping back in the 1910, 1920s, and then funny to see in a completely different position, but similar sort of plan being used by Leela, and also leading to an awful lot of counterplay there. Really nice. I mean, I love all those things where new stuff reminds you of old stuff, and yeah, for me, well, 1984 is a very long time ago, even for me. So hope you enjoyed that, and hope to see you at the next video.